Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is the Bodega Cat Book Club Health Edition. And today we're continuing our reading of Vibrational Medicine by Dr. Richard Gerber, MD, medical doctor. This is the third edition of the book. Excuse me. Today's weather is a little dry, but anyways, um, this book was inspired by a quote that a scientist said. The scientist is Nikola Tesla. If you don't know who he is, you could check him out on YouTube. He said that in order to understand or know the secrets of the universe, I'm paraphrasing, of course. In order to understand, in order to know the secrets of the universe, you have to understand energy, vibration, and frequency. So this book is an attempt to try and understand those concepts, which isn't very easy to understand because it's in the non-physical, it's very subtle, but they do exist. Anyways, before we begin, if you like what we do here, welcome, first of all, for the new people, and welcome back for the returning people. If you like what we do here, please check out our other book clubs. We have our spiritual book clubs on Mondays and then financial book clubs on Wednesdays. This book falls under the health book club. So we put all our book clubs, the ones that we've read in the past, as well as the present books, on YouTube. So please check out our YouTube channel. We have them all in a playlist so you can download and listen when you're jogging and in traffic and doing housework or whatever. We also have other things on our YouTube channel as well, such as podcasts, Akashic Records readings, and things of that nature. So please check us out there. And also sign up for our free monthly newsletter that we put out. If you have a book that you want to recommend us to read, I'll leave a link in the description box below. And it could be a spiritual book, it could be a health book, it could be a financial book. Uh, we love to consider it, and hopefully we can read it online. And if you want to support us further, you can buy me a coffee, leave a donation. Check out our merch for your fur babies as well as for you. That is, you can find that on our shop tab on our website. And if you are in the LA area, Los Angeles area, or visiting, excuse me, this is a dry day for my throat. So I got I probably should have water, but I'm finishing up my coffee for the morning, my morning coffee here. But anyways, if you are in the Los Angeles area and you want to please consider coming to visit us in our healing center. We use technologies based on Nikola Tesla's scalar wave research. He was a scientist I mentioned in the beginning of the video. We use technologies based on his scalar wave research for holistic healing for both animals, domestic cats and dogs, as well as humans. So check that out. We have all the information about that technology on our website, as well as the other services that we provide. So please come join us. We'd love to meet you in person and get to know you in person. And welcome to the community in whatever way, shape, or form that you um, participate. We appreciate you very, very much. Okay, so let us begin. This is chapter 1, part 3. If you have a book, you can follow with us there. This is a very thick book, so it reads like a textbook. So it's actually a good book to go over very slowly and to digest it and understand it. You know, we're just reading it. We are skimming just the top of the information, which is very tippy top. So anyways, okay, so if you have a book, you can follow with us there. If not, you can follow with us here on the camera. And I think that's good. Okay. All right, here we go. Again, I said this is chapter one, and this will be part three. As below, so above, the universe as a cosmic hologram. Returning to our discussion of matter as a series of complex integrated energy fields, it must be said that matter is a type of energy interference pattern. Consider our speculation that the etheric body is a holographic energy template that guides the growth and development of the physical body. The etheric body is felt by many to be a body of matter, so-called etheric matter. In this case, the matter is of a higher frequency nature, that is, the particles vibrate at a higher frequency, so that etheric matter is perceived differently. Now, this sentence coming up is italicized by the author, so I will read it. Remember, if matter has light-like properties, then it is probable that matter may have frequency characteristics. Now, read that italicized sentence again. If matter has light-like properties, then it is probable that matter may have frequency characteristics. Matter in the so-called physical universe is merely matter of a particular density or slower frequency. Etheric matter is referred to in the Eastern esoteric literature as subtle matter, or matter which is less dense than physical, i.e., of a higher frequency nature. The etheric body appears to be a subtle counterpart of the physical body, possibly somewhat like a phantom leaf. Our etheric body is an energy interference pattern with the characteristics of a hologram. It is likely that there are subtle counterparts to the physical universe made up of matter of higher frequencies. If the energy interference pattern of a single etheric body acts as a hologram, might not the entire universal energy interference pattern represent a vast cosmic hologram? If this is true, then by virtue of the holographic principle, whereby every piece contains the whole, there are profound implications for information being stored within the seemingly empty space around us. The fact that limitless amounts of information might be enfolded into the structure of the universe is an idea gaining more and more attention from theorists, such as Nobel Prize winning physicist David Bohm. Bohm has presented convincing scientific arguments for what he calls the implicate order of the holographic universe. In such a universe, higher levels of order and information may be holographically enfolded into the fabric of space and matter energy. Now, I just want to bring attention to a footnote here about David Bohm. We will not be reading the footnote in the back because usually these footnotes would be sources where the author gets it from. Usually it's the uh, subject's, you know, book or uh, publisher's information and year and all that stuff. So if you guys are interested in doing more of a deep dive, you guys can are welcome to do that. So I'm just going to bring that to your attention. I'm just going to say we're not going to, there is a footnote here, but we're not going to pursue it. We're not going to read it. All right. Continue. If indeed there exists such a cosmic hologram, then every piece of the universe contains information concerning the makeup of the entire cosmic system, of the entire cosmos. Unlike a static hologram, the cosmic hologram is a dynamically moving system that changes from macrosecond to macrosecond. Because what happens in just a small fragment of the holographic energy interference pattern affects the entire structure simultaneously. There is a tremendous connectivity relationship between all parts of the holographic universe. Now, that particular sentence is italicized, so I will read it again. Italicized by the author. So I'll read it again. Because what happens in just a small fragment of the holographic energy interference pattern affects the entire structure simultaneously. Excuse me. There is a tremendous connectivity relationship between all parts of the holographic universe. If one were to view God as all there is, then Through the holographic interconnectivity of space, God could simultaneously be in contact with all creations. The ultimate question, of course, is how does one tap into this information within and around us? Sorry, I think I missed a line there. The ultimate question, of course, is how does one tap into this information about the cosmos, which is enfolded into the structure of space within and around us? Oh, okay, I think I read it right. All right, sorry about that. My eyes are going a little wonky there. All right, continue. How do we decode the cosmic hologram? As we all occupy a small area of real estate within the universe, we all, in a sense, own a piece of the rock. Can we tune into this information being broadcast? Do we even own the right kind of radio receiver for listening to the broadcast? And just a side note, the answer to those questions is meditation, in my opinion. Tapping into the universe. Some people call it the Akashic Records. Some people call it the field. Some people call it the universe. There's many different names for it. Some people call it God source, right? So that's how you do it. Meditation. One of the ways, I should clarify, one of the ways to do it. There's many ways to do it, but one of the ways to do it. One of the easier ways to do it. Oh boy. Okay. All right, Christina. I think I should continue. This type of holographic reasoning may provide an explanation for some of the successful research in remote viewing at Stanford Research Institute in Palo Alto, California. Another footnote there. Remote viewing is a term created by Russell Targ and Harold Puthoff, two laser and quantum physicists who have headed this interesting research in Psi. I think that's how you say it, or PSI. Remote viewing subjects were sealed in rooms with observers and asked to identify remote geographical locations selected randomly during the time of the experiment. The test sites were visited by a second experimenter at the same time that the first test subject was asked to describe the remote locations. Many individuals were found who could identify in great detail the remote locations chosen. In certain areas, star performers such as Ingo Swann were not only able to identify distant target sites that were not on conventional geographic maps, but were also able to accurately pinpoint weather conditions at the site during the time of the remote viewing attempt. Mr. Swann, a New York artist, has participated in research that has produced convincing data on remote viewing uh, remote viewing of Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury. Just a side note, here they said Ingo Swann is a, what did they say? Star performers, one of the star performers. And he's a New York artist. Now, artists like musicians, painters, writers, uh, all need to tap into the right side of the brain. And that's where you tap into the universe or God source. Just a side note there. That's where you need to be on the right side of the brain to tap into God, essentially. Okay, continue. Mr. Swan and another gifted subject, Harold Sherman, were able to supply accurate observations of planetary conditions on Jupiter and Mercury that could only later be confirmed by NASA satellite missions. Some of the planetary data supplied by the Psychic Space Probe ran contrary to contemporary astrophysical predictions. But several years later, satellite telemetry data validated what Swan and Sherman had psychically. Is it possible that individuals with this type of remote viewing perceptual ability are tapping into and decoding their own piece of the cosmic hologram? Remember, each piece of the hologram contains the information of the whole. Because the universal hologram is a dynamic energy interference pattern, it is continually changing from moment to moment. This would explain how Swan was not only able to identify an island in the Indian Ocean where there was a where there was also a secret French-Soviet meteorological station, but also to view weather conditions on the island at the time. The cosmic hologram is likely to be composed of overlapping energy interference patterns of many different frequencies. Each frequency-specific holographic pattern would carry information of a unique nature relative to the characteristics of the frequency of that frequency domain. For example, there would be a subpattern of the universal hologram created from the interference pattern of frequencies in the realm of physical matter as opposed to etheric matter. I just had a thought here. I wanted to see if it could be brighter. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. I had a thought and my obsessive compulsive behavior had to dig in, but okay. I was checking on the brightness of the computer. Okay. All right, continue. Tapping into this frequency hologram would allow one to glean information about the physical structure and surface of the planets, such as in Swan's remote viewing experiment of the planets Jupiter and Mercury. Tapping into the etheric frequency band of the cosmic hologram would allow one to tap into information of an etheric or higher dimensional nature beyond the physical plane. The cosmic hologram might be viewed as a multiplexing of many overlapping frequency holograms, each of which would contain information of a slightly different nature about the universe. An interesting analogy might be made with our view of the cosmos through an optical telescope as compared to observation through an X-ray or radio telescope. An optical telescope photograph of a star may look dim and uninteresting when compared with the brilliant image seen when the same star is looked at in the X-ray spectrum of energy. Different types of observing devices can be focused on the same area of space and relay wholly different pictures to the eyes of the onlooking astronomer. The varying data will be caused by variations in the frequency band of the observational devices. Now, these sentences are italicized by the author, so let me read it again. Different types of observing devices can be focused on the same area of space and relay wholly different pictures to the eyes of an onlooking astronomer. The varying data will be caused by variations in the frequency band of the observational devices. This would suggest that there are many levels of frequency-specific information that may be tapped into by reading and decoding one's piece of the cosmic hologram. The nature of decoded information will depend upon the frequency band of energy received, as well as the skill and sensitivity of the observer's perceptual mechanisms. The fact that everyone from housewives to Pentagon generals tested at Stanford was able to do remote viewing implies that all people have the potential to tap into this level of information storage inherent within the cosmic hologram. Remote viewing is a unique example of how the exploration of inner space may lead to new discoveries in outer space. These and other psychic abilities are part of the extended repertoire of human potential that scientists are only now beginning to discover. Higher states of consciousness, such as those demonstrated by remote viewers, may play an integral part in understanding and decoding the holographic universe. The holographic model allows us to comprehend information structures from the level of the single cell all the way up to levels of cosmic order. It provides a unique way of viewing the hidden qualities of matter at both the microscopic and macroscopic levels. At the micro level, cells of living organisms display organizing principles which demonstrate that every piece contains the whole. Similar information storage patterns are seen in conventional holograms. At a higher organizational level, the growth of the entire organism is guided by an invisible etheric overlay or template, which is also similar to a hologram in its three-dimensionality. Phantom leaf electrographs confirm that within this energetic field pattern, every piece contains the information of the whole. Holograms are based upon the unique properties of energy interference patterns. Physicists have recently concluded that subatomic particles, such as electrons, are actually tiny energy interference patterns. Since these building blocks of the physical universe are energy interference patterns, they may also display holographic properties. If holograms can be generated by interference patterns at the subatomic and organismic levels, as in the etheric body, then holographic principles might also govern interactions at the macrocosmic level of the entire universe. Thus, holographic principles, which organize structure and information content within the human body, may also be reflected in patterns of order throughout the cosmic whole. The universe displays ascending hierarchies of structure based on repeating patterns of organization at the micro and macro levels. For instance, electrons orbiting the atomic nucleus resemble a miniature solar system. Other such patterns of order, such as holographic structuring, may be similarly represented at the cosmic level. This is one interpretation of the phrase, as above, so below. If holographic information decoding does exist at micro and macro levels of universal organization, can one extract meaningful data? Remote viewing studies suggest that human consciousness has the potential to view and decode information inherent within holographic structures at many levels. Coherent and focused consciousness of the type achieved in successful remote viewing may have qualities similar to coherent reference laser beams used to display and decode more conventional holograms. Ordinary light from incandescent light bulbs is known as incoherent light. Incoherent light moves randomly, with light waves traveling chaotically in all directions. Conversely, laser or coherent light is highly focused, with all light waves traveling in steps similar to soldiers marching in a parade. If the energy produced by an incandescent bulb were to be made coherent, the resulting focused laser beam could probably burn a hole through a steel plate. One can extend the analogy to the production of coherent thought activity as reflected by increased brainwave coherence. In addition to being highly focused and ordered, coherent light can also decode holograms. There's also some evidence to suggest that increased coherence of brainwave activity may be associated with other psychic events, such as psychokinesis and remote viewing. Scientific studies of transcendental meditators tend to confirm this coherence hypothesis. Long-term meditators attempting certain psychic feats, also known as siddhis, no, sorry, butchered that word, were found to have brainwave patterns of increased energetic coherence during psychic events. There's another footnote there you guys can dig into. Other researchers have also found a definite shift in brainwave frequencies toward the delta theta range, 1 to 8 cycles, which is the delta cycle. Delta theta range, which is 1 to 8 cycles per second, along with increased hemispheric synchronization during human psychic functioning. And you got a couple of footnotes there as well. The key principle here is that coherent consciousness may display properties which go beyond ordinary waking consciousness. Going from incoherent random thought to coherent consciousness may be as powerful a transition as going from incandescent light to the brilliant energy of a laser beam. By achieving this highly focused level of awareness, we may be able to tap into normally unconscious or latent human abilities. Meditation and other mental disciplines may condition or program the physical and subtle energetic hardware of our sophisticated nervous system to gain access to higher levels of information. These techniques may allow one to selectively tune the brain-mind receiver to specifically frequency bands of energetic input, similar to tuning the station dial on a radio. Achieving such specialized states of consciousness may allow an individual to gain access to hierarchical levels of information enfolded within the structure of matter, energy fields, and space itself. Expanded human awareness may be the most important tool for exploring the holographic universe and the multidimensional human being. Remote viewing studies, such as those conducted at Stanford, point toward the hidden and unexplored potentials that all human beings may possess. As human consciousness evolves toward developing these unique potentials, we shall begin to see a greater acceptance and understanding of the principles of vibrational medicine and the hidden wonders of the holographic universe. Chapter summary: New energetic principles for a new age. Medicine that is directed toward an understanding of energy and vibration and how they interact with molecular structure and organismic balance is a slowly evolving field known as vibrational medicine. In a real sense, vibrational medicine is Einsteinian medicine, since it is Einstein's equation which gives us the key insight toward understanding that energy and matter are one and the same thing. And just a side note, in my opinion, the next level of medicine would be Nikola Tesla's medicine. I don't know how you say that. Teslanian medicine, I guess. I don't know. Okay, got a little squirrel there. Sorry about that. Let's continue. The current model of medicine is still Newtonian in character, for pharmacokinetic and therapy is based upon a biomolecular mechanistic approach. Surgery is an even cruder approach of Newtonian mechanistic roots. The healing arts must be updated with new insights from the world of physics and other allied sciences. Medicine is at the threshold of discovering a hidden world of unseen energies that will help to diagnose and heal illness, as well as allow researchers to gain new insights into the hidden potentials of consciousness. The etheric level of energy will be the first of these unseen worlds to be explored by enlightened scientists. Researchers will discover that the etheric body is an energetic growth template which guides the growth and development as well as the dysfunction and demise of all human beings. Based upon the evolved insights of these enlightened researchers, medicine will begin to comprehend that it is at the etheric level that many diseases have their origins. The understanding of our multidimensional nature and the application of subtle energetic medical approaches will allow medicine to evolve beyond its present-day needs for drugs and surgery to less traumatic and more natural systems of healing. In addition, the recognition of our relationship to these higher frequency energy systems will ultimately lead to a fusion of religion and science as scientists begin to recognize the spiritual dimension of human beings and the laws of expression of the life force. The trend of holism in medicine will ultimately move physicians toward the recognition that for human beings to experience health, they must enjoy an integrated relationship between body, mind, and spirit. The patterns by which energy becomes crystallized in matter are dependent upon subtle forms of expression which already exist at the etheric and higher levels of the multidimensional universe. Energy and matter of the etheric levels of vibration play an important role in guiding the expression of the life force through the varying forms of nature. This realization will be the creative fire behind the next greatest level of discovery in medicine, the discovery of how our etheric body participates in health and disease. And this important etheric energy matter insight might also lead scientists to recognize the relationship between humankind and its creator. The holographic model and the energetic basis of matter gives new food for thought to those who live according to a Newtonian way of life. To many, it will be hard to accept, but such is the nature of evolving science. And there's another footnote about that. Exploring the ways in which information may be decoded from the cosmic hologram will ultimately give rise to new methods in science, which will be dependent upon the state of consciousness of the scientist. We will see special methodologies and areas of research arise, which have been referred to as state-specific sciences. There's another footnote on that. This means that future scientists will have to be trained to enter specially receptive states of consciousness while they are also learning the academic foundations of their respective sciences. If astrophysicists could learn to decode the cosmic hologram and inwardly explore the planets, as Ingo Swann has demonstrated, just think how our understanding of the universe could be expanded. In the future, states of consciousness will be recognized as important tools for exploring the sciences. New areas in vibrational medicine will demand specialized mind training to probe the energetic structure of the human body. Medical developments in this direction will greatly amplify the powers of physical diagnosis and will eventually result in earlier disease detection than with conventional methods currently in use. The ability to sense the subtle energetic fields of people will be greatly enhanced by technological achievements in the areas of electrographic imaging. However, it is likely that our inherent perceptual abilities will outperform such technologies for many years to come. The key to making this realization a practical reality is the discovery of methods which will teach us to utilize our extrasensory perceptual skills. When we learn to more fully use the hidden natural potentials of the human mind, we will move closer toward tapping into subtle energetic elements of the multidimensional universe. This book is an attempt to present a coherent model for understanding the subtle energetic structures of the human body. It provides a rational basis upon which to understand ancient systems of healing, as well as future methods of energetic diagnosis and therapy. One of the central concepts behind this new way of thinking is the realization that we are multidimensional beings. We are more than just flesh and bones, cells and proteins. We are beings in dynamic equilibrium with the universe of energy and light. Mystics throughout the ages have referred to us as beings of light. It is only now that science has begun to validate the basic premise behind this statement. This chapter has attempted to present the energetic foundations, which will allow the reader to understand the remainder of the book. Each succeeding chapter builds upon the foundations of the previous one. In a sense, this book is both a textbook of energetic medicine as well as an illustrated history of its evolution throughout the ages. These lessons in vibrational medicine ultimately demonstrate how healing with modalities such as flower essences, gem elixirs, and homeopathy is possible and is based upon an understanding of our subtle energetic anatomy. Many individuals are using essences, elixirs, and homeopathy, but few understand the premise behind their usage. The first 4 chapters of this book attempt to lay a foundation for understanding the multidimensional human being. They form a synthesis of experiments and discoveries that have never been assembled nor looked at in such a manner as to create support for the argument that we are beings with both physical and subtle energetic components. There is an entire level of subtle energetic anatomy that is virtually unknown to physicians and healthcare professionals who propose to treat the whole human being. It is by influencing these subtle energetic pathways with the life force follows that many alternative medical practices are successful in affecting human illness. In chapters 5 through 11, ancient and modern systems of subtle energetic diagnosis and treatment will be discussed, including acupuncture, radionics, and healing with crystals. Each of these alternative medical approaches is effective via its ability to influence various components of our subtle energetic anatomy, such as the etheric body. Our physical form is intimately related to etheric and other subtle energetic interference patterns, which determine the flow of the life force. When the relationship between the higher vibrational energies and physical matter is understood, we will be better able to comprehend the patterns uh, governing the flow of the life force through the physical body. Vibrational medical approaches will ultimately be proven effective because they are able to positively influence the human body's subtle energetic pathways. These pathways include the acupuncture meridian system, the chakras, and the etheric body. These little-known energetic systems contribute to the final physical expression of the human form in both health and illness. Only when we are able to understand the role these systems play in maintaining physiological balance will we realize the true relationship between wholeness and disease. The final two chapters of the book integrate and speculate on the direction towards which medicine will shift in the new age. It is an introduction to the way medicine will be practiced in the future. In the new age, our inner understanding of Einsteinian physics will allow the development and application of techniques for diagnosis and healing, which will transcend present-day Newtonian limitations. Key points to remember. 1. Most orthodox approaches to healing, including drugs and surgery, are based upon the Newtonian viewpoint that the human body is a complex machine. 2, the Einsteinian viewpoint of vibrational medicine sees the human being as a multidimensional organism made up of physical cellular systems in dynamic interplay with complex regulatory energetic fields. Vibrational medicine attempts to heal illness by manipulating these subtle energies via directing energy into the body instead of manipulating the cells and organs through drugs and surgery. 3. The holographic principle says that every piece contains the information of the whole. This principle is mirrored in the fact that every cell in the human body contains the master DNA library on how to create an entire human being. 4. The etheric body is a holographic energy field or template that carries information for the growth, development, and repair of the physical body. While the genes within the DNA direct the molecular mechanisms which govern the development of individual cells, the etheric body guides the spatial unfoldment of the genetic process. 5. At the quantum level of subatomic particles, all matter is literally frozen, particularized energy fields, i.e. frozen light. Complex aggregates of matter, i.e. molecules, are really specialized energy fields. 6. Just as light has a particular frequency or frequencies, so does matter have frequency characteristics as well. The higher the frequency of matter, the less dense or more subtle the matter. The etheric body is composed of matter of a higher frequency than physical matter, and so is referred to as subtle matter. 7. The universe itself may be a tremendous energy interference pattern with the same characteristics of a hologram. By decoding a small piece of the universal hologram, one may unfold information about the whole universe stored within the matrix. The selective focusing of consciousness via psychic attunement may hold the potential for such decoding of the universal hologram. 8. The movement of the life force into the physiological cellular systems is guided by the subtle patterns within the etheric body as well as by higher frequency inputs into the human energetic system. Various vibrational healing modalities such as homeopathy, flower essences, and crystals can influence these subtle patterns to improve human functioning and heal illness. Wow. End of chapter 1. Wow, that's a pretty packed chapter there. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. There's a lot to unpack. We could probably take one section of the chapter and just do a deep dive into it. But like I said, we're just skimming the surface, the very, very surface. But Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. And we will see you next time in our next book club. And I hope you guys all have a great day, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you guys are. Okay, bye bye now.